Evgeny, is this a real robot or is there somebody inside this thing?
No, Michael, it is a real robot and there is no one inside it.
Okay, so you're at an artificial intelligence conference. This thing better have some strong AI in it. First of all, what's it for?
Well, this robot does have a strong AI component in it, and it was created to work in spaces with high concentration of people, like our conference today.
Right, so people are coming up to this and they're talking to it and it's talking back.
Correct. Either people come to the robot or the robot approaches people and initiates the conversations and talk to them about different topics, providing some important information or just chatting about life.
So the idea being is that if this was in a corporate environment, I could see this in like a hardware store and I'm looking for a widget, it would know it's in aisle 3. But if I was on Google, I would be typing in widget this, which aisle, and I know how to talk to Google. Google knows how to parse the search terms, but this thing's just listening to regular human conversation. So that takes this to a whole new level.
Correct, Michael. You're absolutely right. In fact, that's why AI is needed in those robots, is to be able to identify a specific request that the person has in a sentence. So when the person approaches the robot, they start talking, greeting the robot and asking questions. But then the idea is to be able to identify what is the person actually looking for. And that's why we need AI to process those requests, understand, and being able to identify the proper answer to those requests.
So I can imagine you're not just dumping the universe into this bot's brain. Depending on your client, you've got different data sets you're working with?
That's correct. In fact, we program the robots themselves. We also have servers that are filled with a massive amount of information as well. So customized approach is taken for particular clients to be able to customly greet the clients of theirs. And then we work with data sets that are provided by our clients to be able to customize the responses. For example, a pharmacy is a good example of a client when we need to achieve higher levels of accuracy of understanding what people are looking for because of the difficulty of some names of the pills.
Right, you need a verbal version of autocorrect because I can type my medication in incorrectly and Google will figure out what I really want, but I don't know how to pronounce it in the first place.
That's correct, and that's how we use our AI algorithms to teach neural networks in short periods of times and provide good solutions to our clients in a few days instead of hiring hundreds of people and working on those, on educating the networks for weeks or months.
Okay, but that's a double-edged sword. There are benefits to having a large team of people working with a massive amount of data and funneling that down to a single point. You're going the other way around. What are some of the challenges you deal with when you have a smaller data set that needs to be expanded?
Well, the challenges are lack of data. So that's the major challenge, and that creates obstacles to educating neural networks. And the problem is we cannot use the libraries that are available today because they simply don't exist. So basically we have to create those from scratch.
So you've built your own libraries to deal with smaller data sets that then get extrapolated.
Exactly, yeah.
And there are 400 of these things roaming around the world?
There are more than 400 robots working in the world, yes.
I noticed that you've got a robot that clearly looks like a robot. You haven't made this try to look like a human being. Why not?
Well, I'm pretty sure you are aware of the uncanny valley theory.
The closer we get to it looking human, the creepier it is, and therefore we're less likely to believe it and trust it.
That's correct, exactly. And that's the reason why these robots are created specifically to look like robots. We've tried to make them look funnier, more appealing, with nice emotional component on their faces, so that people like communicating with them. However, having said that, the Promobot company has two streams of development. One of them is developing these service robots who look like as robots, and the other stream of development is to develop a robot that looks like a human. Because as you're aware, there is a certain point in this curve, which past which people love the robots again.
Right.
So the idea is
you're going to get the other end of the uncanny valley that is that graph of acceptability.
Exactly. So that's the idea, and the robot should look exactly as human.
How far away are you from that? Because that's like Terminator level stuff. You're making us nervous at the AI conference.
Well, our engineers were able to insert 29 motors inside a human-sized skull, which is the most number of motors in the world. They were taught by the engineers who created Avatar, and they achieved pretty incredible results. I will show you a short video of the replica of a person face, and you will be amazed.
Well, it's a brave new world. All the best to you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Michael.